Go to London and speak to Professor Fawaz Gerges from the International Relations Department at the London School of Economics. Professor, thank you so much for your time. Let's start about 20 hours ago. What did you make of Trump's performance at the Knesset? And I use that word performance for a reason. Did you sense a sincerity in his words regarding the future of the Palestinians?
Well, I mean, it was vintage Donald Trump. Gymnastics, linguistic theatrics. And yes, he was very genuine when it comes to Israel. Unwavering support for Israel. In the words of Benjamin Netanyahu, Donald Trump is the greatest friend of Israel, and he is. He says he will always be with Israel. Not even a single word about Palestinian basic rights. The rights to self-determination, a state of their own. In fact, what's alarming about what he said, the line or two lines about the Palestinians, he talked about their economic rights as opposed to political rights. And this particular term has been a cornerstone of American foreign policy in the past 15 years or so. Instead of really basically making it very clear that the Palestinians have the rights to self-determination, a state of their own, the end of Israeli occupations. Now, American politicians, they talk about economic rights of the Palestinians. They have the right to prosperity and to live in dignity. And this is very alarming because if we really are genuine about ending the 100-year Israel-Palestinian conflict, we need an inclusive vision for peace. And any inclusive vision for peace means that the Palestinians have an inalienable rights to self-determination and a state of their own.
And therefore, how important are Qatar, Türkiye, and Egypt to this plan, seeing as they are the three signatories along with the United States regarding this 20-point process?
Adnan, let me be clear, and I hate to be a downer, I really do. I hope that this temporary ceasefire will become a permanent ceasefire. And beyond the permanent ceasefire, we could really see beyond Gaza. That is the end of the Israel-Palestine conflict and the granting the Palestinian self-determination. But here what I see happening, and I hope I am wrong, what I see happening is that Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu, they want the Arab and the Islamic State to do the dirty work for them. They want the Arab and the Muslim state to basically rebuild what the Israeli military machine, which is basically armed by the United States, destroyed in Gaza, almost 90% of the infrastructure. They want this international force, multilateral force, made up mainly of Arab and Islamic state, to basically provide security for Israel, because Israel will never basically exit Gaza permanently unless Israelis feel absolutely secure. Remember, Israel talks about absolute security, disarming Hamas and demilitarizing Gaza. So the Turkey, Egypt, and Qatar, I know they mean well. And the Egyptian president talked very clearly about Palestinian, inalienable rights to a state of their own, self-determination. But neither Donald Trump nor Benjamin Netanyahu have this in mind. What they want, this particular force made up of Turkey and Egypt and Qatar and Jordan probably and other states, is to come to Gaza, to disarm Hamas, demilitarize Gaza, and spend $50–60 billion to rebuild what the Israeli military machine did and basically provide security for Israel. And then Israel could really contemplate exiting Gaza. What I fear the most is that any force that enters Gaza will basically have a confrontation with the various armed groups, not just Hamas. But I think Turkey and Egypt and Qatar and all of them are much more intelligent than that. They realize any force that does not take into account Palestinian self-governance, Palestinians, whether you're talking about the PLO or whether you're talking about the PA, whether you're talking about the various groups, have to be in charge of their own affairs. And they should go to the Security Council and basically internationalize the conflict. Any force that enters Gaza should provide security for the Palestinians, because the Palestinian people need security and protection, not Israel. That's what I would like to say, instead of really doing the work of what Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu want.
Professor Fawaz Gerges, thank you so much. We always appreciate it.